Yeah, so what are we doing? We're getting ready to
Alright, so what are we doing?
change the camshaft, roller followers,
Well, I heard a little rattling noise.
push rods, and also we're gonna drop the oil pan so that we could find that other piece of timing chain guide that's inevitably inside of there. Clean this thing up nicely and then show you how we disassemble and put it back together. I wasn't gonna make a video on this, but as I saw a lot of videos out there that that's either neither here nor there, but I figure this would help somebody else. Now, if you come with your negativity, you could slide away from my video. I'm not in the business of negative thoughts. I'm not. If you see something that's wrong and you say, hey, this is what usually works for me, then that's great. But the negativity, you gotta go somewhere with that. So if you knew how, you'd be making your own video and you wouldn't be here trying to see how I do it. Other than that, this is part 1, and then we'll move on into part 2, and hopefully we don't go much further than that. I'm trying to keep these videos as short as possible.
Because the tensioner wasn't installed correctly. I don't know if they used the wrong bolt or what's going on with that, but it's moving. Maybe from vibration the bolt started coming out, but it don't seem like it because I can't move it with my fingers. So upon a little bit more investigation, you can see the driver's side lower timing chain guide broke off and leave the chain wobbling, and it's hitting here. As you can see, it's creating a lot of damage. It's got some damage to the phaser, so we're going to change that out. Keep going down. You can see it was riding on that piece there. So I'm gonna have to take the oil pan off, see if I know the rest of the timing guide is in there. Timing chain guide is in there, so yeah, obviously I'm taking that off. But one thing I noticed was this thing. This is where the lower timing chain guide is bolted in, and this is moving around. Chain was hitting this thing. So if you look closely, the chain is damaged all along that side. So obviously we had to change that chain. I wouldn't come in here and not change that change that chain. And then you can see there is some damage, but we caught it quick enough to make sure that it didn't damage anything too much. So while we're in here changing water pump, and later on I'll show you how to change the oil pump, which is this thing here. Right now I'm just cleaning it up. I live in El Paso, so dirt, sand, and dust everywhere. So this is looking pretty clean. I put these in here because you don't want to drop anything in here. You gotta remove the head. You'll be in a whirl of hurt. So while I'm in here, I'm gonna change camshaft. Don't look bad at all, but I'm gonna change it anyway because I already bought a new camshaft. So we're gonna go ahead and change that out, and I'll show you how when we get there. Right now we're just cleaning it up. You can see that side is pretty clean. Now if you look at this side, oh my god, it's messy. So what I'm using is a air tool and engine degreaser. Spraying it on here, getting all that gunk off and spraying everything out as we go. But since I'm replacing the camshaft, I'm not too worried about anything getting down in there because I'm gonna clean that thing like I clean my hands after this. As you can see, my hands are pretty dirty. But just remember when you're taking this camshaft out, we have to remove number 1 roller follower and number 3 roller follower, and then number 5 roller follower. We have to remove them so that we don't damage the head or warp the camshaft. We're not going to reuse them, so it's no big deal, but I'm not trying to do a head job on this, so I'm definitely going ahead and doing it the right way. I'm gonna clean up all this mess. Like I said, we live in El Paso. You wouldn't believe the amount of dirt everywhere all the time. To get the front cover off, it's just you gotta follow the bolt there, and then on the other side it's one piece, and then coming down, removing the bolts down there, and then there's 3 bolts connected to the pan. As you can see, you remove that one, 4, that one you can't, and then those 2 over there. The hardest thing to remove is this joker, the power steering pump. So you have to take off the oil filter, and then you can get up under there with a 10mm wrench and take that off. That was the hardest thing I had to take off. I was trying to get it from back here, but that wasn't working. So I drained the coolant. If you come over here, you can see the coolant drain valve here. I don't like the name they call it, so I'm not even gonna repeat it. You open that up, drain the coolant before you remove the water pump. Because as you can see, it's gonna drip, and if you're not planning on removing the oil pan, it's gonna drip down into the oil pan, and you're gonna have an issue. Other than that, it's just cleaning up, and then we remove all the components here. We remove the phaser because, as you can see, the phaser got some damage. I don't know what's really going on with that, but we'll figure that out. This is the right hand. It should be the left hand side and the right hand side. And now that I'm looking at this thing, I'm hoping that they didn't put them on the wrong side. I don't think you could, even if you wanted to. But no telling. But that's the job right now. So the other thing that's going to cause you an issue to get off, make sure you have a tool to remove the fuel lines. I have a universal tool here, and that's what I use to remove the fuel lines. Don't rush this job. This job takes a while, and it's a lot of tear down, but putting it back together is fulfilling. The other thing is here, where the water pump is located, I have to remove the fan, the fan clutch, and then the fan shroud. You're gonna need a special tool to remove this. Sometimes you can remove it with a 36mm and a pipe wrench. That works. I've done that before, but since this is my personal vehicle and I don't want any issues, I went ahead and opted to buy the tool. It's not that bad. Timing this thing is not that bad either, and I'll show you all once I get to that part of the job. We'll be back.